delighted to say that ahead of Sunday Night Football, live and exclusive on the talkSPORT network this weekend, the man that we saw score 2 touchdowns in Dublin, Ireland. We brought you live play-by-play of the game there, and a key part of the Steelers offense sat right now at 4-2. Kenneth Gainwell joins the show. Are you Kenneth? Are you Ken? Like, what do people call you? I've never really... Kenny? Okay. Am I allowed to call you Kenny? It feels a bit personal, but
yeah.
All right, beautiful.
No.
Kenny, how are you doing, sir? Beautiful. Look, let's just start off with the season as we are so far. 4-2, top of the AFC North, going into this huge Sunday Night Football clash. What's your assessment of how the year's gone this far?
I think it's going good, man. We clicking as an offense. We coming together, man. The O-line is doing a great job. We getting the ball running on the ground game. Aaron's doing his thing on the passing game. So I mean, we coming along good, and we just trying to strive to be better each and every day.
Obviously, you had a bit of momentum coming off the international trip, the win over the Browns. Tough loss on the Thursday to the Bengals. When you've got that longer week to prepare, but you're coming off a loss, is that extra motivation? Is it a thing of like you've got longer to stew on it, or are you guys just like ready, go next week?
It's a ready go next week type of thing. We got to move on from that. We got to have a short term memory on that end, and we just got to move on to the next game and trying to be better on the next game and come in and prepare each and every week on what we need to do.
I want to talk about the game planning side of things, but let me ask you, how was your experience in Ireland? How much did you enjoy Dublin?
Yeah, I had fun. I went out with my running back group and we had fun. We enjoyed the sights. It was a great experience, and I definitely had fun playing the game over there.
Yeah, not a bad day for you at all. It was
Yeah.
a real joy for us getting to call that game. Obviously, the DK touchdown, and they posted a clip of us doing that, and it went viral. But like, I loved watching you guys play big boy football. All that 12 personnel, 13 personnel, lots of tight ends on the field, lots of running the ball. Did it feel like there was a bit of a blueprint for what Steelers football can be this year with the way that you game planned and approached that game?
I think it carved out a great identity of ours, something that we can, use each and every week. I think it's a great plan to go forward on with, and I think we're just gonna continue to just grind and pound on the ground and put up those big shots.
Tell me a bit about Arthur Smith, and obviously you've come in this year as well as him, but what your experiences with him so far as a Steeler and what he's brought to the unit there.
Smart guy. I know that. I know that for sure. He's a very smart guy. He uses his weapons, and he know what we need to be doing. I mean, at the same time, he's taking on things from Aaron. At the same time, Aaron been in this game for a while, so I mean, him and Aaron clicking together, and like we as just players, he's just putting us in great roles and great position to be best.
So they've got quite a symbiotic relationship, like that you think like coming together and putting together kind of their ideas and their philosophies on what the offense should be.
The great teams I've been around have done that. So I mean, that's what I'm seeing, and I'm loving it right now.
Tell us a little bit about, you're a guy who's coming off a very successful franchise, a Super Bowl winner, but what's it been like coming into the room with Aaron Rodgers there, a guy who has seen it all, done it all, and what he's now doing with this organization?
And I think Aaron has seen every coverage in the game. So I mean, he know what he need to do with the ball, where the ball need to go. And us just being followers of a great leader that's a walking gold jacket type of guy. We just doing our thing, and man, we just taking it one day at a time. I mean, we can't ask for no better quarterback than who we have right now. And I mean, it's just going to get better from here.
I think it always strikes me as a guy who obviously there's always a lot of noise about Aaron Rodgers in the media and he goes on Pat McAfee and all of that stuff that he does. But anytime I've ever spoken to a teammate or former teammate of his, it's been nothing but love. It's been nothing but positivity. Like everyone seems to really rally around Aaron. Is that fair to say?
Great guy. That's all I can say. He's a great guy, and man, I'm grateful for the opportunity to play with him.
From your perspective and your role in the offense, obviously we saw you being the workhorse in Ireland, getting those 2 touchdowns in this past week, much more in the kick return game, and Jalen got his opportunity. There are 3 of you there, all of whom we've seen put in good work this year. So can we expect, is that do you think it's going to be a rotation for the rest of this year? Do you enjoy playing a role where you can come in and be able to take the workhorse load if you need to, but also be able to play a role as well?
Yeah, that's something that I'm taking on each and every week. I know my role, and I'm gonna play it as well as I can. And I got to come in and do what I had to do on special teams, or do what I had to do when I have to come in and take on that heavy role. I know I'm just embracing the role, and just gonna take it one day at a time.
Look, obviously, as a back, you're going to have to do some pass blocking, but it must be a joy to know. I mentioned those heavy set lines. When you've got a guy out there like Darnell Washington, who essentially is like a sixth lineman, and when you've got that ability to rotate in the 12 and the 13 and all that stuff as well, like I'm really enjoying just watching the way you guys put those game plans together. And Darnell's actually a guy I wanted to ask about because I thought he was so pivotal in that game in Ireland, and he's a guy I've really enjoyed watching over the last few years, but feels like he's finally getting a chance to flourish this season.
No, most definitely. It's just crazy how you have a guy like Darnell that can come in and be that big of a guy at tight end, and like, do you count him as another tackle? Do you count him as another offensive lineman, or do you just see him as a tight end? So I mean, that's good to have that weapon on the outside, and I mean, we just need to abuse it.
I mean, I reckon he was in motion on about 80% of his snaps in that game. And I was just thinking, I mean, I'm a big guy, right? If I'm having to run 15, 20 yards before every player started, like, I just was impressed with the level of like what he could achieve in that game. I thought he was awesome. Love that. Look, looking forward to the Packers this weekend. And obviously, I asked about Aaron, but he's been asked about it this week. He's been very forthright about it. This is the 32nd team for him to face, right? Is there talk in the locker room about how significant this game is to him? Has he approached that with you guys at all?
So I think we know how big this is for him, and the team that he's been on for 13, well, probably longer than that, 19 some years. So I know how big it is for him, and we just gonna try to go out and do what we can and help him get this win. I think it'll be a big thing for him, but you know, we want to get the win regardless of anything like that. So
5-2 is the most important thing, right?
yeah, definitely, most definitely,
And then
and winning on a big night too. So
nothing better than under the lights, right?
yeah.
Just finally, just on that Packers defense, like obviously they're bringing Micah Parsons during this early part of this season, and we saw what their pass rush could achieve this last week against the Cardinals. I think he had 10 pressures personally, 3 sacks. Like, when you've seen what their front is doing on film, and like I say, you might have to be in their pass block, you might have to do some heavy set stuff. Are you guys confident that your line, your offense can handle everything they're going to throw at you this weekend?
Most definitely. We got some game plan things we doing, and I think our line can handle that. D line most definitely. Those guys are tough up front. They know what they're doing, and them guys is going to attack, and we just going to help it on the back end.
Finally, what is the ceiling for the Steelers this year? Do you guys feel like you've got all the components to not just go back to the playoffs again? As you will know, I'm sure, coming into this organization, great success in the regular season, haven't got over the line in kind of January, February in the last kind of 5, 6, 7 years. Do you think you've got what it takes to go on to the next level? Is there that feeling in the building right now, particularly as a guy who's come from a Super Bowl team?
About the past or what have happened, and I never love talking about what could happen. I just love talking about what we can do today and what can we handle on Sunday night.
Love that. I love that. Look, Kenneth, we really appreciate Kenny. Sorry, give you your
Nah, you
flowers. Really appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much for chatting to us. We wish you the best of luck on Sunday and going forward in the season, sir.